So the new 30-second shot clock, how does that, I mean, do you feel you guys are kind of a little more adapted to that after having played in Australia, a little more comfortable with that?
Yeah, definitely. You know, going out to Australia, playing with their shot clock, I think it's definitely a good first test for us to see how we adjust to the faster game. And I think our team is built for that.
Can you talk a little bit about how you're feeling right now? How does your health feel? And how
I'm 100%. I'm 100% healthy. I'm looking to stay healthy the whole year.
As a guy he was pretty highly touted coming out of high school, have you kind of been able to relate a little bit to Brown and Rab, and have you kind of offered them advice on how to deal with all the hype?
Definitely. You know, I was in their shoes a few years ago, so I know what they're going through. But as far as them, like, handling the situation and everything, they've been great with it on their own. But if they ever need anything, I'm always open to listen and, like, to give advice.
Having them now, I mean, obviously for the last 2 years, you've been kind of the focus, you know, the 5-star. Now you got 2 more. Does it feel like a little bit easier, like you're sharing the load, or do you still want a lot of that load?
Not even. I just see it as we brought in 2 great players, even a 3rd great player in Roman Davis, and I'm just happy to have him part of the program.
Did you ever feel that kind of pressure the last 2 years?
No. I just think, you know, having some health issues is hard to, like, miss games and come back and just try to find a rhythm. But that's in the past. I'm just looking forward to this year.
what do you see your role being on the team this year with the addition of both of those 2 guys?
Somebody who plays both ends of the floor, you know, defends at a high level, scores the ball, hits open shots, and tries to be a leader.
You guys have any more?
What do you feel is at this point? What do you feel is your biggest strength as a player, particularly just having, you know, you're a junior, not a freshman anymore. What do you feel is your biggest strength as a player right now? What do you think you can most bring to this team?
Scoring, perimeter shooting. I think that's what my strongest attributes to this team is right now, and that's what I look to bring.
When you decided to stay local and come here, is this kind of what you had in mind? You know, this type of team that could make a tournament?
Definitely. You know, I didn't come here to lose games. You know, not be a part of a team that doesn't make the tournament. So having the class we had, you know, coming in this year and having all the, you know, the attention we're getting right now, it's definitely what I've like dreamed of coming to Cal, and hopefully can build on it.
What's different about you physically where you're pretty confident that you can stay healthy this year?
I think just maturity. You know, I'm older right now. You know, I'm not as fragile as I used to be. You know, I've been in the weight room a lot, trying to get stronger. I'm eating better so I can have a healthier diet, and I'm just feeling like a lot more confidence. You know, toward being more physical on the court, not worrying about getting hurt.
You look like you're a little bigger than you were last year. How much weight have you gained since last year?
I mean, not much. More just muscle, more than anything. Probably like 5-7 pounds, maybe.
So the past couple of years, did you feel like the injuries were as much mental as physical? Did it kind of just affect your confidence, would you say?
I think it had a lot to do with the mental part of it, you know. I don't know if I knew at the time, but I guess I kind of used them as an excuse. Like, well, you know, I've been hurt. You know, it messed with my head. I wasn't as confident on the floor. I wasn't taking good shots. Wasn't really playing defense or anything. You know, it just wasn't. I was out there doing nothing, not really helping the team. But hopefully this year, you know, I can just stay away from all that and just have a healthy year.
How much more confident do you feel in your ability to be more assertive on the floor and kind of take action and take it to the rack and be that guy that you can give the ball to and, you know, make a play and kind of take over a game in certain stretches?
I have a lot of confidence in myself to do that, you know. I think I've proven I can do it before in those stints, and I'm just looking to be more consistent in that aspect of my game.
That game against your last game against SMU in the NIT your freshman year was kind of a game that you kind of sort of, it felt like you had kind of arrived in a way. You got like, I think, 25, 30 points, something like that. Is that a game that you look back on that's kind of giving you confidence into now?
I mean, that was my freshman year. I'm a junior now, so I don't really have to look back that far for some confidence, because I don't really lack confidence. But I mean, I look back on it from time to time. Well, that was a good game. You know, my last game my freshman year, it was a memory, and that's all it is right now, a memory. Yeah.
Jabari, how much have you improved defensively? Because you're a coach, obviously that's maybe the first thing he always talks about is defend. So what have you improved on, and what do you still need to work on?
I think what I improved on the most defensively is my awareness, you know, just making sure like I stay solid, don't get back cut, and being a good team defender, you know, helping others out when they get beat too. I think I still need to work on my on-ball defense, you know, keeping my man in front of me as well. But I think my overall is like attention to detail is like improved a lot on the defensive end. Because for Coach Martin, if you want to get like significant minutes, you have to play defense.
And on rebounding, is that something else you have sort of the physical tools where you could be pretty?
Yeah, I definitely should average more rebounds this year. You know, I think I have the leaping ability to do that, and it's just a mindset.
Do you see yourself playing mostly just the 2 and the 3 this year, or is there any chance that you might get some run at the 4?
I mean, wherever Coach Martin wants to play me at, that's where I'll play. But I mainly see myself as a 2 and a 3. But you know, if we get into foul trouble, I can see myself playing the 4.